Title: The Sculptor's Lesson. In a small village nestled between rolling hills, there lived a young man named Kofi. From the time he was a boy, he had been fascinated by the art of carving. He would watch in awe as the village artisans transformed rough stones into lifelike figures, their hands moving with practiced precision. But above all, he admired Master Adolfo, the greatest sculptor the land had ever known. His statues seemed to breathe, their expressions so vivid that people swore they blinked when no one was looking. Kofi dreamed of one day creating something just as magnificent. So, when he turned 16, he gathered his courage and approached Master Adolfo, begging to become his apprentice. The old sculptor studied the eager young man for a long moment before finally nodding. "Very well," he said, "but know this true mastery is not born from talent alone. It is forged in patience, persistence, and the willingness to fail." Kofi agreed without hesitation, not fully understanding the weight of those words. The first attempt. For months, Kofi performed only the simplest tasks, sweeping the workshop, polishing finished pieces, and observing as Master Adolfo worked. Then, one day, the master placed a chisel in his hand and a block of smooth marble before him. "Carve a lion," Adolfo instructed. "Not just any lion, the king of beasts, proud and fearless." Kofi's heart swelled with excitement. "This is my chance." He set to work immediately, his hands trembling with eagerness. But as the hours passed, his confidence waned. The stone resisted him. His strokes were too heavy, his angles imprecise. Then, crack! A disastrous slip shattered the lion's front leg. Kofi gasped, staring in horror at the ruined sculpture. His chest tightened with shame. "I've failed," he whispered. Master Adolfo, who had been watching silently, stepped forward. "What will you do now?" he asked. Kofi lowered his head. "I don't deserve to be your apprentice. I've wasted good stone." Adolfo chuckled softly. "Tell me, Kofi, if a farmer plants a seed and it does not grow, does he abandon the field? Or does he plant again, wiser for the experience?" Kofi frowned. "But the stone is ruined." "The stone?" Adolfo picked up the broken pieces. "This was never about the stone. It was about you. Failure is not the opposite of success. Kofi, it is part of it. Every mistake teaches you what not to do next time." The second attempt. With a deep breath, Kofi selected a new block of marble. This time, he worked more carefully, remembering where his hand had slipped before. Yet again, imperfection crept in. The lion's mane was too thick, its eyes uneven. Frustration gnawed at him, but he pushed forward. Days turned into weeks. Kofi's workshop became littered with broken and half-finished lions, some with misshapen paws, others with clumsy expressions. Each failure stung, but with every attempt, he grew more precise, more patient. One evening, as the sun painted the sky in hues of gold, Master Adolfo entered the workshop. Kofi sat slumped before yet another flawed sculpture, his hands calloused and his spirit weary. "You're improving," Adolfo remarked. Kofi scoffed. "All I've done is fail, again and again." Adolfo smiled. "Exactly. And now, you are ready. The masterpiece." Kofi blinked. "Ready for what?" "To carve your true lion." With renewed determination, Kofi began again. This time, his hands moved with confidence. Every past mistake guided him. He knew where to strike lightly, where to press firmly. The marble seemed to speak to him, revealing the form hidden within. Months later, he stepped back, his heart pounding. Before him stood a lion so majestic, so alive, that it seemed ready to roar. The villagers gathered in awe, whispering that it rivaled even Master Adolfo's greatest works. When they asked Kofi how he had done it, he simply smiled. "By listening to every failure," he said. "They were not my enemies, they were my teachers." Master Adolfo placed a hand on his shoulder, pride gleaming in his eyes. Now you understand. Success is not the absence of failure, it is the result of it. And from that day forward, Kofi never feared mistakes again, for he knew that every stumble, every broken piece of stone, was simply another step on the path to greatness.